The final thing we will have to do is connect the servos to the RC module. They will be connected to the pin row on the right side of the RC module. According to the diagram on page 20 of the manual, we will connect the left front servo to pin row number 1. The right front servo to pin row number 2. The elevator servo to pin row number 3. And the tail servo to pin row number 4. The last step is to connect your BEC to the port where the engine signal is transmitted. So in our case this is port 6 of the receiver. So that's it, and the connection is complete.
Factory reset. This resets the unit to the factory default state. It erases all settings, including those which are only accessible using the PC adapter. Switch on the Helicommand with holding the set button pressed. Release the button and press again for at least 5 seconds until the LED flashes red and green. Release the button and turn off the Helicommand. As soon as it flashes or lights green, red or yellow, set the transmitter sticks to neutral, collective pitch to minimum, trims to neutral. Then hold the set button pressed for 1 second until the LED lights green. Now the neutral points are set up. The calibration process can be repeated at any time. The Helicommand now knows the signals which correspond to the neutral and stationary command. For this reason, the calibration must always be repeated if you move the transmitter trims substantially. The trim itself is not influenced by the calibration process. For this reason, please leave the trims alone once the unit has learned the settings. You will only need to correct them if you make changes to the unit's internal mixer. When using the auto trim option, the transmitter trims must never be used. You can just leave the elevator and aileron trims at neutral. Calling up the setup mode. Calibrate the transmitter neutral setting, but holding the set button pressed in for at least 3 seconds until the LED flashes green. Then release the button again. The servos will now not run or will run different to normal, according to the stage of the setup procedure. This is totally normal. Hold the set button pressed and move the transmitter controls to their full travel in any order with the button pressed in. Right aileron, elevator forward, right yaw, then neutral again. Collective pitch to the maximum and leave it there. Now release the button. From this point, you must not change the direction of any channel at the transmitter. The LED must flash twice. If you now increase the collective pitch stick, the swash plate should rise evenly without tilting. You can now select the right one from the 10 possible options, working forward or backward by moving the aileron stick to either side. So you get the access to different functions corresponding to different swash plate linkages. Store the correct setting with a long press on the Set button. The elevator stick should now tilt the swash blade evenly without changing its height. Again, you can now select the right one from the 2 or 8 possible options, working forward and back by moving the aileron stick to either side. If the swash plate is not level, adjust the mechanical linkages at this point. Hold the Set button pressed for 1 second . Select now the correct direction of tail rotor servo by moving the aileron stick to either side. With tail rotor stick to the right, the nose should move to the right. The tail rotor must blow to the right. You can now adjust the tail rotor neutral point, since heading hold is disabled in step 4. Check the setting and store it with a long press on the Set button. The Helicommand now needs to know its installed orientation, which means whether the round side of its housing is facing right, left, forward or back. Program this by moving the aileron or elevator stick towards the appropriate side of the swash blade. Direction of main rotor rotation. In step 5, also move tail rotor stick in the same direction as the direction of rotation of the main rotor, viewed from above. And then give the Set button a long press. Switch on again and check the controls. After initializing, all stick functions should be appropriate. Pitch, aileron, elevator and tail. Also check the stabilization movements. Tilt the helicopter sidewards to the left and to the right, as well as forth and back. The swash plate should always try to keep its horizontal position, or at least work to the opposite side of the heli's moves. This means that the Helicommand tries to keep the helicopter in a horizontal position. Now the setup process is completed. Enjoy your flight and always be careful.